You're listening to Sirius XM's POTUS Channel 124. This is No Labels Radio with this week's Note of Progress.
You're listening to No Labels Radio on Sirius XM POTUS Channel 124. This is Alan Fleischman, founder of Laurel Strategies, with my good friend Bob Franken, and we are very happy to have here on the show as a note of hope Smashing Walnuts founder Mark Miller. Mark, welcome here. We know that you and your wife have started a wonderful organization, the Smashing Walnuts Foundation, which was created after the tragic circumstances of your beautiful late daughter Gabriella being diagnosed with brain cancer at the age of 9. I'm a father of a 10-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old daughter, and I am both in awe of what you have created out of this tragedy, and I'm determined to actually keep her name alive and all the good work that you're doing. But tell us a little bit about what this is about and your incredible efforts at this point to stop this horrible disease. Well,
thank you, Alan. Thank you for having me on with Bob today. Smashing Walnuts came out of, obviously unfortunate circumstances, but a matter of happenstance, and that the tumor was the size of a walnut, approximately. And so we took to Smashing Walnuts to give Gabriella the sense that she could control something, and more symbolically of trying to beat the disease. And we knew early on that it was never going to, we're never going to succeed, but we wanted her to have that positive attitude, and she carried that with her throughout the year with her as she battled, and that led to us, and she wanted to have the foundation that would reach out and help people and make people aware of pediatric cancer, and more specifically help raise money to fight pediatric cancer and fund pediatric brain cancer research, and so hopefully this won't happen to other kids.
This is Bob. It took a tragedy, but it must have been very heartening to you that you were able to get the politicians, the normally polarized politicians, to cooperate.
Well, I think that was, one, a testament to Gabriella, and two, it reflects, I think, that her words were very powerful, because a lot of it stemmed from an interview she gave just 2 weeks before she died. And incidentally, that interview, part of it stemmed from a conversation or interview that Dana Bash did with Harry Reid when she asked the question, if you could help just one kid, why wouldn't you? And Gabrielle had heard that, and she lamented that talk is BS, we need action. And a clip from that interview reached up to Eric Cantor, and when they invited us in to talk about it and name the bill after Gabriella, we said, one of two things. One, we don't want this to be the end, we want this to be the beginning. And also that we want everyone to be in agreement this is going to make sense to do. We're not partisan people. We're not here to say Republicans this or Democrats that. We're happy to support anybody that supports this legislation.
And the legislation is that money has been set aside to study pediatric illness. Is that right?
Yes, about $126 million over 10 years to go into the Common Fund at the National Institutes of Health, and this is money that was otherwise not available. We don't need it for political conventions, and of course we don't get into the politics of that. But here's money that we don't need to use for something else. We're not creating new money. We're not raising taxes. We're not doing anything like that. We're just repositioning money to better use, and it was overwhelmingly bipartisan in support. And I'd like to think that Gabriella's memory helped with that, because members of Congress got to actually see her words and hear her speak of the need. And this is someone that was just 2 weeks away from dying, and she had the ability to move people still with her words.
Well, it's so powerful, and I know that your son Jake is also very much involved with you and your wife in this. And I'm just curious: are there ways in which young kids like my daughters, could get involved and actually try to keep her memory alive, but also fight the cause with other kids?
Well, we're obviously still in the growing stage. It's only been a little over 6 months since Gabriella passed. And one of the ways that we found that kids are able to interact was by showing them the story, showing them the videos, which you can see on YouTube, you can see on our website at smashingwalnuts.org. And then they can see and understand Gabriella. When you have 10-year-old girls and 7-year-old girls, and Jacob is a 6-year-old boy, when they see, they can understand. Kids have a remarkable capacity to understand things that we don't think they do at such a young age. And when they see, when they watch, it inspires them, I like to think, to go out and say, I want to do something that I can help Gabrielle's memory. And they can do that by small fundraisers. They can do that by writing letters to the congressman if they so choose, learn how to get involved in the process, and talking with their parents about what can happen, and not keeping disease a secret.
And we're all inspired. We're inspired by how you are carrying this fight forward in the wake of what was such a tragedy. Mark, thank you very much.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me.
Good luck, and we look forward to getting involved with